Hello everybody, it's Jess here with Bless Jess. Thank you so much for watching. I did not do a sit down weigh-in video last week. I did it in the middle of one of my vlogs because last week was insane. So I have the time to do a sit down weigh-in, and I love doing these because I also love watching other people's success, failures, trials and tribulations, and victories. So I wanted to share with you guys how this week went. David's at work, so he can't weigh in with me. But he did weigh in this morning, and I'm going to tell you how it's been going for him from my point of view and how he did. So if you don't know, David and I are doing keto, and that's just basically where you eat a high-fat, moderate protein, low-carb diet. It's very popular right now, and I never thought that I would like it or do it because I love carbs. I love bread, I love chips, I love pasta, I love all of that. David loves sugar and ice cream and all of that. The problem is when I eat it, I can't stop eating it, and it becomes binge-like, and I feel foggy and all of that. So going on keto was a huge leap of faith, and I just started out just to see how it would go, and honestly it has been just changing my life. And that sounds so dramatic, but I feel so good, and I'm losing weight in a way that I never have before. It's always been a struggle, and this doesn't feel like a struggle. It just feels like I don't want to mess up because I don't want to go back to feeling foggy, and I don't feel that way on this. And I know a lot of you have said, well, you know, not a lot of you, a few of you have said, can you maintain this long term? You know, who can live without carbs? Blah, 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 blah. The thing is I don't have to do no carbs. I am doing low carb, and honestly, I don't know what the future holds, but I do feel like I can do this long term because I'm feeling so good. If this was a struggle and all of that, I wouldn't be more hesitant, but this is just becoming such a lifestyle for us, and I feel so much healthier, so much more mental clarity, so much less anxiety, and I just feel so good. So I do feel like that this could be a long-term thing for us. We're taking it day by day. I mean, next week I could get on here and say it's going terrible. I don't know. I don't think that'll happen, but you just never know. So I'm doing what's working for us, and I encourage everyone else to do what works for them. Keto is not going to work for everyone, just like no other diet plan is going to work for everyone. You have to find what works for you. So this week has been very good in terms of eating, however, very crazy in terms of life. Nate got the flu, and it's taken him a good week plus to recover from that. And Lucy, we're not sure what she had. She might have had the flu as well. But because I don't really like Tamiflu and all of that, I didn't even have her tested because I wouldn't have done anything anyway. So she got put on a steroid because she is so croupy when she's sick, and it just scares the crud out of me. It literally feels like she can't breathe, and I was up with both of them multiple nights. It's just, I have a lot of anxiety when either one of them is sick, and it's something I'm working on because it's not healthy. Kids are going to get sick. I have unnatural anxiety, and I think all moms have some, but I have unnatural where I just I'm just anxious all the time. I can't sleep. I can't function. I just want to curl up and cry. I just hate it. I hate watching them be sick. I'm worried something bad's going to happen, and all the statistics with flu and all that. Nate, I feel like, had a fairly mild case. He he didn't feel good, and he had some fever a couple days and had a cough. So he really has done really well. And Lucy, as soon as we got the steroid in her, it helped her breathing, and she's been fine. So unnatural fear is not from God. God gives us peace, and I've been trying to really change the way I feel about the kids being sick, and this was a good week to practice that, because I had a few moments where I stressed a little bit, but I really try to just pray, give it back to God, and realize that, most kids that get sick, recover and they're fine. And you just hear the stories on the news of kids having more complications and stuff and all of that, and it just makes me nervous. but they are doing really well. Everybody's back at school and all of that. So fall break, they were out Monday and Tuesday, and I'm filming this on Wednesday. So thank goodness for fall break, I guess, but I hate they spent fall break kind of sick. By Monday and Tuesday, they were over it. They were just kind of still tired and recovering, but it's been kind of a crazy week before that. Okay, so how did this week go food-wise? Normally, when the kids are sick, I use it as an excuse to overeat. Like, I don't have time to cook because I don't want to spend that time cooking. I want to be with the kids, and we would eat out. We would go to Taco Bell. We would go here. We would go there. We would eat crap because I didn't feel like, and I feel like that made my anxiety worse because I felt terrible after I ate whatever junk, you know, was supposed to help me feel better that never did. So this time I just kept on with their normal meal plan. You know, it doesn't take me more than about 30 minutes to make dinner. They can, you know, David would watch them, or they would actually, you know what, they weren't like so sick that I had to like sit by their bedside. You know, they were still playing and eating. They were fine. And so that's just an excuse I would do sometimes. So I stopped that. We ate at home every single meal. The only time we ate out was my mom and dad came this weekend, and we went to Golden Corral, which has become one of our favorite keto places because there's lots of protein. There's a huge salad bar. They even have sugar-free Jell-O, you know, so it was really good. We had that one night or one afternoon. And then last night we went to Chick-fil-A just because the kids have been cooped up forever, and we're trying not to spread our germs, and we wanted to get them out of the house basically. And they played so hard at Chick-fil-A. They weren't contagious anymore. They hadn't been contagious for days, but I still, you know, don't like to bring them back out in public while they're still kind of sick. So anyway, they had a ton of fun at Chick-fil-A. I had a salad. David had grilled nuggets. We totally like kicked keto booty. Like, we just did so good. My mom and dad were in town, but the good thing is they're doing keto too. So we all just ate keto all weekend. You know, mom cooked a couple meals. I showed her some of my favorite meals. I had a keto cheesecake in the freezer that I had froze, so I got to share that with them, and they loved it. We had actually cheesecake for dinner one night, you guys. That was awesome. It's because we went to Golden Corral really late for a lunch, and so none of us were hungry for dinner, so we had keto cheesecake for dinner, and it was fantastic. You guys will see all of our dinner videos coming up really soon, or you might have already seen it by the time this is posted. I'm not sure which is going to go up first, but if you haven't checked that out, I'll link it in the end slate at the end. But we did so good. And so I was also coming off that time of the month at the beginning of the week. So last week I'd actually gone up like a pound, but I knew as soon as I stopped my period, it would all come back off, and it did. So let's get into the weigh-in. I know you guys want to know how much I lost. This is the end of our 5th week, I believe, but it's right at a month. Just a couple days ago was right at a month that we started keto, and even the first few days we kind of ate some carbs. We just kind of eased ourselves in. So it's been right at a month since we've been doing keto. So I lost this week 3.8 pounds. Some of that was actual weight from last week that the period stuff was covering up, and then, you know, 3.8 pounds on a week I'm super excited about. That puts me down 14.8 pounds. No, 13.8 pounds, I think. Yeah, 13.8. So I am so excited for that 13.8 pounds. I know some of it's water weight, blah 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 blah, but I've stuck with it, and the results are showing. I've already gone down a pants size. My shirts, even though I haven't really gone down a size in shirts, they're fitting so much looser. I feel so good though. Like, that's the biggest thing besides the weight loss, the inches and all that. I feel good. Like, I feel energetic. I just feel good. And yesterday, I meant to say this, I was in bed all day with a migraine, and David actually stayed home from work, which he never does. But I was in so much pain that I just could not function with kids home and having to take care of them and all of that, that he stayed home and did that for me, which was awesome. And I literally slept all day. And, but I did not use an excuse to eat. Normally I would say, oh, I need chocolate, I have a migraine, or I need this, or I need that, or I need ice cream, or gummies, or whatever. I didn't do any of that. I I just did my normal thing and I feel so much better today. But like, that's the thing that normally would have derailed me. Like if I was doing Weight Watchers, if I was doing something else, I would have used, or in the past, maybe it's just my mentality in the past, if something like that had happened, I would have used it as an excuse to just go off my plan. But this time I didn't want to go off my plan because I knew if I went off my plan, I would just feel worse. So I'm really proud of myself. So let's get into David's. As of today, he is down right at 15 pounds. So we are like neck and neck as far as who's lost the most. He's lost a little bit more than me, like maybe a pound more than me. But we are both getting very close to our lowest weight in years. You know, I've kind of gone up and down the, 10 or 15 pounds doing Weight Watchers or counting calories or different things I've done, gone up and down. And so when I finally get under like 220, which I'm really close to, I will be in like fresh weight. And that is just so exciting. And I mean, I just can't wait to hit Wonderland, which I know is still a ways away, but I see it, like I feel it coming. And I haven't been under 200 pounds since college. I remember, because I had lost a lot of weight in high school and I got under 200 pounds. I got to like 150, which actually looked really skinny because I'm tall and, curvy. But I remember in college when I was in nursing school and I went on the scale and it was like 199, and then, not too long after that it was over 200, and I just felt so defeated. And it's been about 10 years since I've been under 200 pounds that I just want to get there so bad. Like that is such a goal of mine, because I remember how good I felt to be smaller, how much easier it was to live my life and to find clothes and everything. Just not that my life was perfect back then because I was thinner, but I felt so much better in my skin, and it's just been a long time since I've been that way. And I'm like getting emotional just thinking about it because it's something that I never thought I could get to. And I know I haven't gotten to it yet, but I feel like this time is different. This weight loss is different and I'm going to get there. And that makes me so happy because even though I've tried for like 3 years to lose weight and longer, to lose weight off and on, I've always doubted myself that I could ever do it. And now I'm doing it, and I'm not going to give up. Like if it takes me another year to get under 200 pounds, like I'm not giving up. Like I want it so bad. So I'm just really proud of David and I. Some of the favorites this week as far as food, I made the fathead pizza dough. That was amazing. It was so good. We've done jalapeno poppers. What else? Mozzarella sticks. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like all those foods are not diet foods. I felt like we were eating like the cheesecake. We're eating the cheesecake and it's so good. And I'm like, this feels like I'm cheating. But I wasn't, and it's been so exciting. I've gotten a lot of questions on keto. I am not a keto expert. This is not a keto channel, but I did want to share with you our weight loss. And a lot of you have asked if I track. Now, my mom and dad track religiously. They track every single day. They track every single meal. And I've been at this weight loss thing for so long that mentally I know myself and I don't want to track all the time. It leads me down a bad road of obsessing, and then if I'm not right on, I get upset with myself, and I'm so much of a type A person that it leads me down a bad road. So what I've been doing is I've been just trying to stay under 20 carbs and eating a lot of fat, and only eating when I'm hungry. So, even with it, and some of the days I do track, like maybe once or twice a week, I'll track just to see for fun, like what I'm eating, we'll eat the percentages and all that. And I use an app called Carb Manager. David hasn't tracked one thing. Like he just eats low carb and eats high fat. Like that's all he does. But I want to see sometimes, like, am I kind of on track, like with my normal foods I'm eating? Am I hitting, how many calories am I eating? Just for curiosity. But even the days I'm tracking, if I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. If I am hungry, like stomach growling hungry, and I've eaten all my fat for the day, or I've eaten all my calories for the day, I'm going to eat because my body's saying it's hungry. Not like, oh, I think it would be fun to eat. But if I'm truly hungry, then I'm going to eat, which normally doesn't happen. If you're eating a ton of fat, which I found, if I eat a ton of fat, I really don't want, like, it fills you up so much. I'm not hungry. But anyway, oh, I forgot to say, we went to Chuck E. Cheese too. You guys saw that. The kids weren't contagious then, but they were just kind of had been cooped up a lot. So mom and dad, me and mom, not dad, dad and David stayed and watched the game. But me and mom took them to Chuck E. Cheese. If you haven't seen that video, it's super cute. And Nate's asked me to go back every single day since. And anyways, what was I saying? Oh, there's pizza. And so me and mom are like, what are we going to do? We're going to be there at lunchtime. What are we going to do? And of course they have a salad bar. So what we did was we just got a salad bar. We got the kids a small little pizza that they could just split. Like, it was like personal size pizza. They just split and ate every single bit of it. So there was no leftovers, and it worked out fine. Like, I didn't even miss it, which is, I know this sounds, if you're struggling with weight loss, this is the kind of video I hated to watch when I was struggling with weight loss. Not that I'm not happy for people, but when you're struggling and you see some like, oh, it's just easy, like you want to like slap them. So I'm really sorry. I've been where you're at. If you are struggling, I've been where you're at, and I'm praying for you, and I pray that you find the right program and the motivation to stick with it. But I'm loving this, and a lot of you have tried keto, or you tried it, you didn't like it. That's cool. Like, let me know how it goes with whatever plan you're on. We're all here to encourage each other, but it's working really well for David and I. Now, I'm not going to say that sometimes we don't want carbs. You know, sometimes I'll be making something for the kids, or I'll be out and I'll see something and I'm like, oh man, that would be really nice to eat. But it's not to the point where I am willing to risk feeling blah to have it, you know, like I know as soon as I eat it, I'm going to have that brain fog that I have so much when I eat carbs. So anyway, that is my little update, my long-winded update on how this is going. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing it. And I'm trying to show you guys our dinners and lunches and all that on keto, but I also don't want to like just drive you crazy with keto, because I know not everybody's following that. But this is just what was working for us, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your encouragement throughout any diet plan I've done. You guys are awesome, and it means the world to me. It honestly and truly does. So thank you. If you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Please subscribe if you're new. I do post daily on this channel, and I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family. And I'll see you guys all later.